Working with excess weight using Ericksonian hypnotherapy. As I have long known from my eminent teacher in Ericksonian hypnosis, M.R. Ginsberg, about some peculiarity in the practice of client work among hypnotherapists, which has been confirmed more than once by me, too. In my personal practice with clients, when working with a particular problem with a client, you also begin to work with this problem for yourself and something begins to improve, in the same direction for himself too, looking at how these changes initially began to occur for the client. This happens almost on its own. Apparently, this is the general mechanism of the work of the unconscious, and in particular Ericksonian hypnosis. As in working with a client, there is also an automatic transfer of this work with the unconscious onto oneself. And vice versa, in the opposite direction, however, it is also similar, exactly the same. Because working in a trance is a kind of alliance of two unconscious, client-therapist, both in a trance, while working in a session. It doesn't matter whether it's in the office or during an online session, via video call. In real practice, this is also completely equivalent. This feature of the work is characteristic of a hypnotherapy session in general, and the mechanics of inducing and maintaining a trance in a client, during direct contact between two unconscious client therapists. So, in fact, after doing some work with the client, at his request, I also noticed that my own excess weight had appeared for some time now. This is understandable. A year and a half has passed since the beginning of the pandemic. The lifestyle, and of course both the psyche and the body, inevitably adjusts and adapts, which has led to significant changes in all of the above. It has now become fundamentally more remote, not only the work itself, which is now mostly done all at home, sitting in front of the computer, but in all these lockdowns, and restrictions, and the danger of getting infected in public places, all this inevitably left an imprint on my own way of life, I think, like that of very, very many other people. And all these changes that have occurred in the outside world, as a result, have now become clearly visible, in the form of fat deposits on the body. Personally, for me they can be observed mainly in the abdominal area. This is actually the tummy itself, and the deposits on the sides, the so-called ridges. In digital, quantitative terms, after weighing, it turned out to be about 10 kilograms extra. With my height being 174 centimeters, now my weight is 81 kilograms. Which for myself I consider to be a deviation from the normal, which is actually evidenced by the excess fat on the body itself. Well, in fact, as you have already noticed, I have already taken certain steps towards normalizing my weight, for starters by simply weighing myself. But that, of course, is not all. Because I've been keeping a certain diary for the past week. But what exactly it is and why all this is needed at all, and how I'm generally going to solve this issue with weight, I'll write in the next part of the article. The main thing is that the corresponding unconscious process is already underway. This is really the main thing. Therefore, a continuation will follow, of course with specific numbers of changes.